Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. It's Thursday. Wow. We're getting there, peeps. We are getting there. We are crawling to the weekend, thank God. And obviously, West Ham can't ruin it. We've got no football until Thursday. A week today, we play Bournemouth at the London Stadium. Week today, it's transfer deadline day. And as always, we try and bring you the latest rumours as they happen. Now, obviously, we're waiting. We're waiting on the Calvin Phillips deal to be complete. It's believed that everyone's like, oh, it's done. It's not done yet. He's not done yet until the social media posts, until Chris and Ginge do the podcast with Calvin. It's not official just yet, but it's believed that his medical was this morning. So there's been nothing to write home about just yet in terms of, oh my God, he's so we'll wait and see. It should be any day, any moment, probably this afternoon, if not this evening, I reckon. But as soon as we get it, we'll let you guys know. Wow, loads of people to chat. Good evening, everybody. Afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to zoom through all these people. Can I just? Oh, well done, congratulations. Let me just point you. Let me just get it. You want to know this? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so obviously channel members are fully aware that as a channel member you get entered into the monthly draws to win some signed stuff, and we've got some really cool stuff for February. We've got a double draw for February. So if you're a channel member, great. Thanks for keeping your subscription going. If you're not, think about maybe joining. We have got from our lovely channel sponsors, Umbro. They always help us out. We've got a signed West Ham shirt from this season. I can see on here, just by looking at the numbers, we've got Kudus, we've got JWP, we've got Aged, we've got Mavropanos, we've got Fornows, we've got Zuma, and then some more squiggles. I don't know who we've got, but we've got that, which is obviously the new kit, and we've got the signed footballs. Obviously, these are deflated because they're easier to send out. But yeah, so we'll have for the for the draw, we'll have one of them and one of them for our channel members. So the only way you can become a channel member is looking on the down there at the bottom, down here. There's a join button. It's a couple of quid a month. Support the channel that way, and yeah, we can win some lovely stuff. As always on the West Ham Network, we're givers. So good opportunity to win some signed stuff there. How dare you? I was 1 minute late. 1 minute late. How dare you? It is time indeed. Gary, good evening to you. Everyone's there's loads of crawling to make it to the signing. Indeed, I'll be calling towards the first signing. We should be, hopefully. Afternoon, Dean. Afternoon, Pete. We need cover for Alvarez. Do you know what? I do a little bit. Anton did a little video about what Calvin could bring. I think when it's all announced, I think I'm going to do a little one because I've had some thoughts as well. Good evening, Michael. Oh, there's loads of people. Do you think Alvarez is injured worse? No, I'll be back for Bournemouth. Budgie, hope you're well. I'm working, but I'm listening. Budgie, Kieran, and Barney as well. Peach's the late Peach's dad. They were on last night. Great show. Do you have any information on the kit man from Dorking Wanderers? No, I don't. Oh god, there's loads. Don't like my size. Would look good on me. Well, you just got to subscribe. How long did it take you to fake those signatures? As if. John, welcome. We'll be doing that in February, obviously next week. So you got a week to go before we do the draw. Missed me. I've only been gone for 2 days. I work in the office Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But anyway, watching from Southend, big up. Recording from Hornchurch, big up yourself. Just started work. It will have to wait until Russy's done. Unbelievable. Alvarez, yeah, he's back by he'll be on okay for Thursday. Anyway, let's go for the rumours. There's plenty to get in. Trevor in Cape Town, hope the owner's listening. Indeed. Do you think the Osman deal will go through? We're going to talk about that as well, Tyler. Don't worry about that. Afternoon, Stuart from Essex. Big up the Essex Massive. old church boy at the moment myself. Everyone's talking to each other. Lovely to see. Let's crack on because we've got a lot to get through, and then I want to get your views about players and all that malarkey. So let's start with. Let's go a bit left field. Let's start with the AZ Alkmaar right back, who we are linked with. Yukinari Sugawara. We'll call him Yuki. Apparently, West Ham are actively pursuing a move for the AZ Alkmaar right back Yuki. The 23-year-old currently in the Asian Cup with Japan at the moment, of which we know Tim Steindon is out there doing some scouting. We're looking at him, and also we've been linked with others we've spoken about before, Young Woo, for example, particularly. Now, apparently, they are both reasonably priced. Obviously, AZ Alkmaar are in the Eredivisie, and that's a very, very useful hunting ground for us at the moment, isn't it? And I said hunting. So it's something which doesn't surprise me. We also know that there is a interest internally in terms of branching out into the Asian market by, looking at bringing in Asian-based players, knowing full well, obviously we've got a South Korean lady within the West Ham women's side, and they see how, the effect of someone like, Son in Tottenham. It's a smart move. It's a smart move, I think. But this guy's really good. He's really good, and obviously, we played AZ Alkmaar last year as well. He's apparently a reasonably priced as well, and so is Yongwoo as well. So he's versatile. He can play further, as well as being a right back. He can play further up and he's played as a winger as well for AZ Alkmaar this season. He started 16 Eredivisie games so far. He's one of their top performing players in terms of looking at his stats on who scored, and he's leading the way in terms of assists this year for them. He's been a mainstay since the 21-22 season, I believe, and last year he bagged 8 assists. And so it's, obviously he's impressed during the Asian Cup as well. So it doesn't surprise me that we're looking at this guy, and in terms of money, haven't been quoted a specific amount yet, but apparently it's reasonable. It's reasonable. Let's have a look what we've got here. We feel more positive, as always. Big up Essex indeed. Russell Osman must be about 46, unbelievable. Richard Osman, even bigger. He's a big lad, though. Could be good in the old set plays. Afternoon Keith is a cool name. Sugawara. Our first Japanese signing in the men's side. Yeah, not for the women's. We've had Japanese signings and we've had South Korean signings as well. Where are the coffers going from if we are close to FFP, Russ? Well, to be honest, when we've seen the numbers, we're in a much better position than a lot of other clubs, because you've got FFP, you've got the PCR. Is it PSR? The PSR. And we seem to be in a better position. And also, we are going to be, we took the hit to bring in the Declan Rice second sort of bit of money. We paid Barclays because we've got like the contract to say we're due this money. I think we paid Barclays about 1.8 million quid to get 30 million quid in. And because of the rights deals and stuff like that, with Tim Steindon, we should be in a goodish position, a lot better than the likes of, say, Newcastle, who potentially have to sell in order to buy. You're thinking how much money they've got available, but based on where they are, that's the issue. And also this year, we're looking obviously at more profit than we did last year, because last year, yes, we won the Conference League, but that didn't take into account our poor performance in the Premier League, where we took a hit. So, but this year, we're a lot more confident. Obviously, we're in Europe as well, the Europa League as well. So, in terms of what we've got to spend, we're in a better position than we were last year. He's very, very nippy indeed. Very nippy. Heard he's a sweet rat bag. Are we looking to sign Sugawara to have their own sugar babes? Fair enough. Him and Sufal will have sweet and sour. Very good. Will Alvarez be a good partnership midfielder bench? No. We'll talk about Philip. I think you will bench Souček, and people don't believe me, but I think we will. Hope isn't sucky. His sign's very good. Don't want to get close to. We're okay. We're in a good position. I said we could well be posting a profit this sort of season coming in, because obviously the Declan Rice money comes in because he was sold in June or June, July time. So before in this season's book, so to speak. Also, the conference, a couple of million extra from the winning the conference, that goes into this year's books. And also as well, we've got the Europa League, which in itself is, I think we've earned more in the Europa League already than we have by winning the conference, just because of. And you can imagine the guys when they get to the Champions League, how much money they can win. Anyway, we'll go back to this. In terms of Yuki Sukawawa, I think this one's got legs. I really do. And if it's a reasonably priced, he's got 6 out of 10. Now, obviously, Anton, imitation is the greatest form of art. So it's the greatest compliment. And obviously, we had the Anton rating, which I've said he should call it the Baker Bollocks band. The Baker Bollocks barometer, but he won't yet. So he's very optimistic. So 6 is a good score for me. It's a good score. I can see that one happening. Let's move on. Let's talk about Buble Dia. A very interesting character is Buble. Now, according to Calcio Salamientera, it's reported that basically he's waiting for a call. He wants to come to the Premier League. He wants to come to West Ham. And he's literally on the end of the phone. We're so much so that Salamentello want him gone and are looking for no less than about, well, it was up to 20 million. It's now gone down to 12 million quid. They'll be paying us soon if we wait long enough. Now, interesting with this guy is he was actually injured before he went to the AFCONs. So the issue being is he's actually still out there, but he's not playing. So it's a bit strange. It's apparently he had the report in Calcio says that he had a long distance face to face meeting, or a Zoom meeting as everyone calls it, rather than a very, very long distance meeting. I'm having a long distance face to face with my wife who's 2 doors down there and we're just waving. No, it's a Zoom call, I'd imagine, with the Salamentello general manager Walter Sabatini, in a hope for the strikers camp could basically, for that meeting could speed up a potential exit. Italian journalist Karim Raiola recently spoke about the reported West Ham interest and said that obviously he's a strong player. He wants to leave. Salameno, Sabita's made it clear he must be sold. He's not going to go out on loan. He's going to be sold permanently. And so they're looking abroad. Very strong, but a very complicated character. So I don't know if he'll pass the Moyes MOT test. So apparently Eintracht Frankfurt and Newcastle. I think Eintracht Frankfurt you could probably take them out of the equation because it looks like they're going to get Hugo Ekitike. We've apparently turned down an offer or an option to get him, which is probably annoying because I really fancy that. It'll be a really good signing for us. So we'll see. 12 million quid. If we got him for 12 million, he won't break the bank. He's not going to be a 40 million, like something in terms of spending money like Skarmaka or Haller. 12 million quid don't seem too bad. He could bring some quality. He could bring a different option. He's basically a young version of Antonio, really, in all honesty. Was he 26, 27? So, I mean, you're not going to, Gracie's not going to come from Stuttgart. He's going to cost you £6-7 million more. I don't know, but he gives me my right 50-50 on him. I just think the way West Ham is set up at the moment, it doesn't suit for a strike, an out-and-out striker. Now, obviously, buying someone for him, for 12 million quid does give you an option, but we'll have Antonio back soon. So I don't know whether we'll spend that money and maybe reallocate it to elsewhere. Loads of people talking about each other. Anton has a deep fried Mars bar rating. Yeah, it's how many Mars bars? What we got? Thought it was 100 million, 18 months. But obviously it's staggered the payment. So I think we had the first, that was what took so long because we staggered because we wanted like 30 million in as the first payment, and obviously it staggers. So what we did was we went to Barclays Bank with our letter. I go, I've got a letter here that Arsenal are going to pay us 100 million, or whatever it is, and we're due another 30 million in. I don't know when it's due. And Barclays go, okay, we'll give you it, but you know, you got to pay us like 1.8 million just to give you the 30 million. And they go, okay then. Because we need it. We love signing injured players, indeed. There was talk. We're going to talk about the left back in a minute. Benny was only worth 50 million max his current form. Think we've got to drop Benny's price. We'll talk about Benny. We'll talk about Benny later on in Hammer's headlines because there's been some interesting stuff. Interesting stuff about Benny's come out recently, which probably does assume that he's out the door. But we'll talk about that later on. So yeah, for me, 50-50 on Buble Dia. Again, he's a name you'll probably crop up. It'll probably crop up, you know, because he's an out and out striker. And it just doesn't suit the Moyes. It doesn't suit Moyes. As I said, Moyes' most successful strikers have all been converted wingers. You look for it, you've got, you know, the likes of Bowen, Arnautovic, Antonio. There we go. Have you had no, I wear my glasses. I don't wear them like on the computer and stuff. I wear when I'm out and about and I'm driving and stuff like that. So, you know, I would never have laser eye surgery, by the way. I just wouldn't. I quite like having glasses. If that makes sense. Quite like it. Benny's agent is holding out for any deal. We're going to talk about Benny later on. Looks like Fanny Dings is staying. I think he will do unless a club come into him. But if a club comes in for him, you know, someone like Buble Dia will be readily available. Give you a better option than maybe Granny Dings, to be honest, but we'll see. Anyway, who is next is the question. I think we're going to talk about Richard Osman. There we go, Richard Osman. Ibrahim Osman. So, by all accounts, we are just but a few £1 million away, or a few million euros, or actually it's krona, isn't it, in Denmark, from the conclusion of this deal taking part to bring the Ghanaian forward Ibrahim Osman. Obviously, I'm sure many of you are aware, he comes from the same academy in Ghana as Kudus, the Right to Dream Academy, and as part and parcel of their sort of deals with other clubs, they have a partnership with the Danish Superliga club, Nordsjælland, and that's who he's playing for at the moment. I think we should get involved with that. I think we should have a word with, we should like do some stuff with the academy as well, and like bring them through to the kids into the youth team. Be amazing. Anyway, so for me, you know, there's lots of parallels. Now, what we're led to believe, and we always say what we're led to believe, is we've had a first bid for him rejected, which was for 15.8 million pounds, and it had bonuses attached to it as well in terms of, you know, number of games and things like extra money played. But that was rejected by the Danish club. They're looking for around 20 million euros plus a a sell-on clause, which, to be honest, for a player who potentially could be as good as Mohamed Kudus, I don't think that's a bad deal. Do you know what? And I don't think they're being particularly greedy by it as well. You know, they have a long history of doing this and selling players, particularly the Ghanaian players that come through. So I don't think it's particularly bad. Now, as I said, I think this one's very close to happening. We know this is one of Tim Stainton's key signings, and we also know, exclusively to the West Ham network, that Mr. Moyes is very, very, very much an advocate for this move. He really likes the look of this lad. However, let me put a big caveat on there. I've seen people put out, you know, on Twitter, oh, this will be the lineup when he signs and Paqueta goes into the team. No, that's not going to happen. That will not happen as such. Not that I say it won't happen, but what we're led to believe, again, from our very, 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 very reliable source, possibly the most reliable source you're going to get, is that it's not the case that he will go straight in to the first team starting position as the left winger. You know, we've got this little setup with Paqueta on the left hand side and the fluid three, and it sort of works. And again, anyone who watched, you know, I think Gary did a video about it and stuff. You know, Moyes likes playing with a left-sided winger who's not a winger to overload the midfield, and so that's Paqueta's role at the moment. Now, what we're led to believe is from our very, 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 very reliable source, is that if he comes It's unlikely he's going to go straight in as a starting 11, but they know he's got fantastic potential. He's very, very raw at the moment, so it's believed that what he'll do is he'll be introduced to the side. I mean, even Kudus, we signed Kudus for 40 million, something like that. It's took him about 3 or 4 games to get into it, and he's been playing for Ajax for a couple of years. This guy's only made like 40 in total, 40 appearances for the Danish side across the season and a bit. So not even a season really. It's like 2 hours. Literally, is about a season, half and half. So it's not surprising that he's not going to go straight in. But as I said, I think, and again, from our very, very reliable source, literally the most, literally, it's not even the source. Literally, it's the most, that if he comes in, he'll be as part of the first team squad, and he'll be a great option off the bench to start with. Now, eventually, he will develop into being a starter, and it probably may mean, as I said, in the summer, might be a changing regime, so it might change how we play, but that's what's happening. And I'm sure whatever happens with Benrahma, he will come in and they see a view to develop him into obviously the Kudus 2.0, basically on the left. So regardless of what happens with Benrahma, he'll be coming in, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so I've given that a Russy Rumour rating. Now, that's a big number for me. A big number for me. Right, let's go back and have a quick look at some of the comments. There's been a load. Kent's in. Where is it? Kent's in. Hope you well, Kent. Dio's mentioned every window. We go to take every time. Certainly is. Certainly is, and I do, and Hammer's headlines. You can probably almost fill in your bingo card sheet with some of the players we linked to at Hammer's headlines over the past 10 years, 40 strikers who haven't signed, haven't scored at all in that season. In the rest of that season, wait until summer for a forward. I think so, Matthew. I think as a fan base, we want a striker. We want. I was really excited when we got Haller. I was really excited when we got Chicharito. I was really excited when we got Skarmaka, because that's what you want. But actually, the way he plays, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. And in fact, if you saw Hammer's headlines, Skarmaka hasn't even worked for Atalanta at the moment. He's been told he's lazy. Osman is the Kudus replacement. Don't agree at the moment, Ben, to be honest, mate. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Love your content from Bristol City and we'll sub now. Thank you very, very much. Ganesha for life. Hope you're well. Thank you. Osman one for the future. He will be. Plays left side. He does. Osman is certainly no pointless Russ question potential. This is a point we need to start. Indeed. And very good in terms of the pointless out the reference. But it's Osman, is it? I think Richard Osman. Anyway, well done. So I totally agree. This is a key signing for Tim Stein. And it ticks all the boxes for him. And as I said, Moyes is on board with it, according to my source. But he is potential. He's not going to come in and play 25, 30 games this season for us. I don't think we even can. But you know what I mean? He's not going to come in straight away and just go, right, okay, we're all changing. So there we go. Best way to buy tickets for a game, guys. I'd always go for ticket or ticket exchange, isn't it? Russ just tuned in. We haven't got there yet. We're going to go to Talk Locker in a minute. Yeah, I think it's about 18 million all in, to be honest. And using outgoings, that's going to be Hammer's headlines later on. Looks like a good price. I Mike, hope you well. And yes, potential is back on taxi. Indeed. Trust in the project. Indeed, regards FFP, we're in a good place. We certainly are. If the lights go, we'll get better in the summer. I totally agree. We're going to talk about that in a minute. No new news on the left back. Obviously, Leif Davis. I don't think, based on what we're going to talk about in a minute, whether we'll go for him just yet. It's a shame because he's very much very direct, but he's 6 foot left back. That is a Moyes wet dream, isn't it? Really, how many players? Don't worry, Harry. Just hold your horses. We'll get there. We will get there. Don't worry. So I think this one's going to happen. But as I said, I think this one happens. It's regardless to. Oh, lunch is here. Oh, okay. Oh, Mrs. Bun. Shush! Mrs. Bun's got me lunch. Lucky me. Anyway. So that's what I'm saying. So basically, I think because he's going to come in regardless because they see him as the future. So I think in terms of that we may well still be in the market for a left winger. or a left forward, which surprised me when I think about it. Surprised me about Hugo Ekitike, because you thought maybe because they don't want to put too much pressure on this lad as well. Because I think there's a really good, I think it's a really good opportunity to have somebody who's been fucking amazing. So with that, and Anton's going to hate this, I think there is extra credence maybe if Benny does leave, to bring in another left winger. Hence the discussions with Jota. Now we know that Moyes is particularly keen on Jota to strengthen his sort of team's attacking options. Obviously, he's currently, well, I'd say plying his trade, but he's not getting any game time. Bizarrely, he's not even, in the squads. He's not even registered because of a administrative error for Al Ittihad. And they paid, I think, 25 million quid from him from Celtic. And he was like the weird one, because all the others were coming through with the likes of, Karim Benzema. I mean, they've got, got Benzema, got Fabinho. Obviously, Benzema was looking to come back. Cristiano Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League. And sort of they were all sort of retiring players. And he was sort of the first one who was young, who sort of jumped ship. And obviously a lack of any first team action since going, and it's opened up the potential for a loan move. And I think we are talking, I mean, it could be a loan with obligation to buy or an option to buy, but I think a loan move could work for Jota. Now for me, it's dependent on Benrahma going, because if Benrahma doesn't go, I don't see the point in bringing in Jota. He's very much a like for like. But if we do bring him in, it would be for a loan deal, to be honest. So that's what I think will happen. Right, what we got here? What's for like? Don't know. Have to wait and see. In regards to FFP, it's the best time for us to sign players. You're totally right. Everyone else is down to the bare bones. You're totally right. And they're looking to sell players to even the books. And our books are quite well at the moment. And fair play to them. We moan about the ball, but actually we're in a really strong position financially. So fair play. You know what I mean? Footlong, who knows? He's hoping. What we've got here, Jota. Yeah, I mean, obviously the wages are going to be an issue. He would have to take, almost a 50% pay cut at least, to even have to fit in our system. But I could see something. Future of Corner, I think I mean, as I said, it's my. I might just get a thing made up. Takes two to transfer. It takes a selling club and a buying club. And that's selling, and then we want to sell. No one wants him. We're stuck with him. So there we go. Anton didn't reckon Jota. Anton, yeah, he's. I mean, the thing is, because I think he sees it I see it as a secondary. A secondary target. I don't see us getting. For us, it's balls out for Osman, and if Benrahma leaves, then we're a little bit light in midfield. So if we can get a loan deal for Jota, I think that's good. I wouldn't want to spend money on him, in all honesty, at the moment. How many days a week are you on? Stuart, we're on every day, my friend. Half a season left under Moyes does not give a signing from the leagues. Much chance of playing decent minutes. Yeah, that's why on loan is a good deal. That's why I think Calvin Phillips on loan is a good deal. For that exact reason. We don't know. I mean, we don't know what's happening, and nothing's been signed. So Moyes doesn't know what's happening. The board don't know what's happening. It's actually a loan deal. Makes sense. Whereas spending money on someone who's going to progress to be a very, very good player, potentially in terms of Osman, makes perfect sense in terms of how we work in this January transfer window. We are signing the rest of Rick Rude. Rick Rude's been dead for years, so hopefully not, mate. Watch Jota live. Can play on both. He can. He's tricky. He is. Yeah, but he's like a Benny Cornet slight man. He gets, he might physically be not strong enough for the game, but we'll see. Sorry, Judy, what was latest, Osman? Couple of million quid away, mate. Couple of million quid away. What happened to one in, one out? Not a lot of players being shipped out. Well, I mean, Tilo Kira's being shipped out. I think we've got potentially what's them going? Benrahma, we'll talk about Hammond's headlines. Fornals, Cornet, Ben Johnson's not going to go now. Too right. And yeah, I think we were always worried until the figures came out for the financial year that has just been done. And in terms of forward planning, we're in a good place. By accounts, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean, Garina. I'm not saying this guy is set on it. And actually, Russy Rumour rating, I gave him a 50-50 because it's based on Benrahma or Fornals going. I think if either of them goes, then we get him in. or we try and get him in. What we've got here. Have we dropped our interest? It does look like it at the moment. It does look like it at the moment. Under 21s, yep, indeed. Anyone wants to go there, get down to Rush Green. I'll be there banging out the tunes, doing the announcing. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Be really, really good fun. Under 21s, great. It's a great night. You might see a couple of ex-players usually turn up as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you might even see a couple of the squad players, first team squad players on the bench or starting, because obviously they don't play again until Thursday. So there's a lot of players need some minutes. So you might do. How much do we get for £1 million? I'm a couple of indeed we all are. Don't see a player like Jota would benefit. We have Scars who was slightly Scars is a left back, really, left winger. Left wing back, whereas Jota is an attacking option. Scars does play central midfield for the under 18s, but for when at West Ham, for the 21s. So tomorrow he'll probably, if he plays, he'll play left back or left wing back rather than left winger. I always remember the Icelandic twat who used to play for Chelsea. Idiger Johnson, you're talking about, yeah. He's having a medical at the moment with Carlos Bacca and what's his name? Nikola Milenkovic. That's it. That's the one. Anyway, let's talk about who else we got. Who else is lined up? Now, I think we're going to talk about a German midfielder. Mönchengladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder Florian Nunez is today linked to Aston Villa and us, apparently. The German, which was yesterday actually, the German newspaper Blin claim that the Bundesliga side have a secret plan for him. And he is looking, he says to be looking for a way out of Mönchengladbach. Hasn't been playing much, doesn't feel very appreciated by the coach. And apparently there's a line of clubs ready for him, including us, Villa. But it also claims that Lazio, Sevilla want the player as well. Sevilla ain't got their money. They barely can scrape together enough to get 4 now, so it ain't going to work. But apparently the English clubs are more concrete in their interest for him. The report claims that West Ham and Villa both want to fight it out for Nunez, yeah. Now, apparently Mönchengladbach aren't looking to sell and not keen on selling him since they've just extended his contract. But they're looking at a loan option is very much in their wheelhouse, as they want to make him happy by letting him play elsewhere and also get more experience and then obviously put him into the shop window. So, I mean, it's going to take, that's why I think the Premier League is the better route, because he's on apparently €4 million a year wage, then paying a loan fee on top. So we'll see. I just think we need him now. For me, he was a backup to if the Calvin Phillips deal went off. Yeah, in my opinion. Rumours and rumors to see indeed. We've let a lot of decent kids go. Well, it's only in retrospect will you say they're probably good now, but you're thinking, yes, we've let Thierry Neves go. We let Billy go. Billy went back to Cheshunt. There's a few others, but none I say we've missed the boat off. Maybe, I mean, one of them could be potentially Pierre Ekwa. If he comes to, he might be what's the name's replacement. Michael Luisi's replacement in the summer, if Luisi goes to Man City. So maybe, but there we go. See, Jota, I know he gets to get involved. As I said, Jota will, I think the Jota deal will only happen if we sell Benrahma or Fornals. We won late. I'd rather lose Fornals this summer than Johnson. I don't think Johnson's going to go anywhere. Not like it's happened according to, yeah, that's what I mean. I think it was, but it was a backup in case, because I mean, if he was a similar type of role to Phillips, maybe. So it's like one or the other, and the Phillips deal seemed to progress. Antonio fit enough indeed. You're totally right. Why aren't buying those young players? Anyway, yep, we need this Osman in the door. They might loan him, but not for us. Perhaps Emerson. Tough one, although I have a soft spot for Mavs. Right. Oh, in terms of favourite, happy Burns. Yeah, indeed, Burns night. Indeed, he did. I'm just got to send this text quickly back to someone. Uh, uh, Okay, done. Okie dokie. Bring out the Haggis indeed. Still looking at 2 to 3 signings and 2 permanent. I think we probably know what those. I think obviously we know who the loan signing is. I think one of the signings will be our friend Richard Osman, and I think the other will be this guy. Not this guy. It's not this guy. This guy, I could, 3 out of 10, not going to happen. But the other guy is this guy. We spoke about the French left back. Anton spoke about him before. Bradley Locko. He apparently, according to Foot Mercato, we are in talks of Brest, Braise, Stade Brestois over the signing of the French under 21 international. He currently played every game this season for the League One or League side, and they've got the 4th best defense in the league. He's quick, he's powerful. He's 21. He basically ticks all the signings for a Tim Steindl recruitment project to a T. A young, pacey, modern fullback. You think particularly how we're set up now with Emerson. He's a great replacement for Emerson. Eventually, at 21, and the idea would be that we would probably sign him and then loan him back to Les Pirates, which are their nicknames, for the remaining of the season before joining us up in the summer. He's having a great season. He's playing really well. So why get rid of him? Why pull him out when actually he's not going to get in front of Emerson at the moment? Emerson is very settled. So I think it's an absolute belting of a signing. He's 21, as I said. Apparently, we've had a £7 million bid for him, according to Haberturk journalist Kakatai Kelek. But the league side are demanding around 10 million for him. 10 million for a 21-year-old with the potential to, good value, good sell-on value eventually. I think it's an absolute bargain, my friends. What we got here? Let's go up and see a few more. Alvarez is great. Are amazing to watch too. Haggis 9 Brew for Anton's night. Indeed, it's Haggis, Nips and Tatties tonight with his Burns night. Going loco down in Acapulco will be the other perm. Indeed. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to end up the transfer window with 3 players in, 1 being obviously Calvin Phillips on loan, 2 being Osman, and 3 being Loco on a but where we won't have him, we'll send him back, so to speak. So, and I think that's bloody good deals. Russy B has gone with you can't see that, but that's a 7 out of 10. It's a very, very good rating. I'm sure there's going to be other sides coming for him particularly, but I just see us. I just think we can do a really good deal. The only thing I could see, I can see him coming too, Matt. It's got to be honest. The only other thing is if towards the end, when clubs are looking at their stuff, looking at their players, if a decent loan deal comes out or something like that, or a really cheap deal, I think we may be in a position to do it. And then I think that's it. As we're at the moment, I think if we then get to a situation where some people come in, or some people leave, so say Ben Rama leaves, then maybe I can see us then going for a Jota. If we sold Fornals, then or Fornals or Ben Rama, one of them, I think you get Jota in on loan. That's when I think we'll have the 1 in, 1 out. To me, this makes perfect sense. These 3 players will do an absolute. Will do fantastic. Would it be that difficult to persuade to come to us? Could have been in League One next season, indeed. What is your rating on Benny going? I think it's highly likely. Probably a 7 or 8 out of 10, I reckon. Don't promote these heathen traditions. The poor Haggis has been hunted to extinction. Haggis numbers are increasing due to Haggis Farms. There we go. Paqueta will tell Packer not to go to City. They'll be in Div 1 in 2 years. If Phillips stays injury-free, very good loan. But is a big but. Is a big if. You're right. And I think I'm going to do. I said Anton did a great show the other day about what he brings to it, but I'm going to give you my thoughts. I think it's a lot more that I think we can talk about him. So we'll see. I think I can't see Benny going to anyone outside in the UK because they don't play him for 2 games, and you don't play until mid-February, and then you've got to get him. for me, it's like League One or nothing. League R or nothing. So in terms of Happy Hammer X, he was asking how many players have been linked to. There we go. There's the list. 63, 6, 9, 70, 73 players so far. Obviously, some of these players have moved on or they've gone to other places, but we're currently on 73 players, and no doubt that will increase. Hopefully, not hopefully, but it will increase probably at least 80 odd before next week. So plenty of names there. Plenty of names there to be looking at. So yeah, what we got here? Could Phillips play for the 2-1s as an overage to get back to fit? I don't think they'd risk him for that, to be honest. I don't think they'll risk him. But someone you might, I don't know, you might. I mean, occasionally they do have, you know, on tomorrow you might see maybe, I think they have one overage player or something like that. So you might see. Oh, was it 3? I think 3 overage back. Well, you might see. I mean, we're playing Stoke, so you might see Cornet get some minutes. You know what I mean, or be off the bench, or you never know. Notto is close to a deal for Leeds. Yeah, he'll be going. I think Leeds will want to stay hit with him and look to sell him in the summer and do a bit of a get him back on board and maybe do a bit of a fire sale. So that's what I think will happen, in all honesty, with that. But again, we don't know. We don't know. As I said, things like Jack Clark, Sunderland are looking to extend his contract. Again, that makes sense. I can understand that. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Could you imagine Oggy playing on 2-1s? He's older than their dads. Yeah, very much so. But as I said, if anyone is around in tomorrow, you know, I think it's like a $5 to get in. Under 21s, you know, some of that. You're going to see the likes of Callum Marshall, Patrick Kelly. You know, you see some good players there, and you hear me as well. There we go. Sounds good. So we're up to 2. As I said, we're up to a lot of players at the moment. If you enjoy what we do, give it a like. And if you're new, there's a few new names I'm seeing. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll try and bring you the latest information as soon as we hear anything around a certain. I'm calling him Peanuts. I'm going to call him Pete. That's my nickname from now because it's KP. Calvin Phillips, KP Peanuts. So Peanuts. So as soon as we hear, that's my little pet name for him. As soon as we hear anything about Peanuts, when it's officially announced, we'll bring it to you as soon as possible. But as I said, nothing signed until you get the podcast with Chris and Ginge and the social media post. But anyway, that's it. Hammer's headlines tonight. We're going to be talking about Benny. We're going to talk about the AFCONs. Everyone's forgotten about Pornaev. But he's having a great time over there in the AFCONs at the moment. And we'll also talk about some other players we've been linked with to add to the bingo card. There we go. So, as I said, if you enjoy what we do, don't forget to give it a like, comment, share. Don't forget also, if you are a channel member, or if you want to become a channel... No, that's the wrong one. If you want to... Where is it? We'll put it. If you want to become a channel member... There it is. If you want to become a channel member, every month we do give away some lovely prizes to everyone, all signed stuff. And this month, double prize, we've got signed football. It's unpumped because it's easier to post. And signed current top, my lovely friends, our sponsors at Umbro. Caduce is there because he's got his number. It's really easy when they put their numbers next to him. Caduce, you've got JWP, you've got Zuma, you've got Aged, you've got Mavropanos. You've got plenty of really good names on there, which would be a lovely little gift. Framed, beautiful. As I said, all you got to do is become a channel member, hit the join button, and then you'll be entered in for February's draw. Until then, my friends, take care. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Like the chat, 7 days to see. Indeed. Yes, please, Michael, send me your things. I need to get that going. Off to Pie Mash in Hornchurch. Well, the one opposite Sainsbury's. Fair play. Let me know how it is. Lee, hope you're my friend. We are massive. Don't forget. So take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. And come on, you bloody irons. Irons.